Assalamu alaikum everyone. In the previous lecture we have seen the law of DMU, which is based on certain assumptions, and also there are certain exceptions to the law of DMU as well. Today we'll see some other aspects which are important as far as the law is concerned. Criticisms of the law of DMU. What are all the points because of which other economists have criticized the law of DMU given by Professor Alfred Marshall? We'll see it one by one. The first point is indivisible goods. Marginal utility can be calculated only when two or more units of a commodity are consumed in succession. The law is not applicable to indivisible and bulky goods like refrigerator, car, TV sets, etc., which are normally purchased in a single unit at a time. Because all these goods are purchased only once and not in succession, the law does not work in case of these units or these commodities. And this is one of the critical point on which the economists criticize the law. These units are not purchased in recurring nature. Therefore, it will not be possible to calculate the marginal utility on such goods, and therefore it comes under criticisms of the law of DMU. Another criticism of the law of DMU is that of unrealistic assumptions. The law of diminishing marginal utility is based upon various assumptions like homogeneity, continuity, rationality, constancy, but in reality, all these assumptions are very difficult to fulfill. It is difficult to fulfill all these conditions at a point of time. Because of these unrealistic or impractical assumptions, the law was heavily criticized. The law assumes that utility can be expressed cardinally, so it can be added, compared, and presented through a schedule. But in reality, cardinal measurement of utility is not possible because utility is a psychological concept. This assumption of the law is not practically possible. Utility can only be measured in relative terms. And because this particular assumption was taken, the law was criticized by other economists. Again, another criticism of the law of DMU is another assumption of the law, that is single want. The law is restricted to the satisfaction of a single want at a point of time. However, in reality, a man has to satisfy many wants at a point of time. For example, a commodity like water. Water may be used for cooking, cleaning, bathing, drinking, and so on. But if law is taken into consideration, water can be used only for cooking, say for example. This is not practically possible. Because of this impractical assumption, single want or the law of DMU is criticized by other economists. Another criticism of law of DMU is constant marginal utility of money. The law assumes that marginal utility of each unit of money remains constant. However, critics argue that MU of money differs from person to person. It is influenced by changes in prices, stock of money, and so on. The MU of money changes from one person to another. The MU of money changes for the same person from time to time as well. For example, the MU of money for a beggar will be more as compared to a wealthy person. All these points are not taken into consideration by the law of DMU, and therefore the concept of marginal utility of money comes under the criticisms of the law of DMU. We have seen the criticisms of the law of DMU, that is why the law was criticized. Now we'll see the significance of the law of DMU. What is the use of the law of DMU? The first significance of the law of DMU is to the government. The law is useful to the government in framing various policies such as progressive tax policy, trade policy, pricing policy, and so on. It helps the government in implementing the economic policies and social justice as well. It helps to improve the welfare of the people in the society. Because of all these points, it is very much helpful for the government, and therefore it holds a lot of significance in the economy as a whole. The law of DMU forms the basis of paradox of value. The law of DMU explains the value paradox by showing the difference between value in use and value in exchange. Some commodities have high value in use, that is, they are very useful, while some commodities have high value in exchange, that is, they can be exchanged for a higher price. It includes goods that have more value in use and zero or less value in exchange, such as air, water, sunshine, and so on, as well as goods that have more value in exchange and less value in use, such as gold, diamonds, and so on. Greater value in use is determined by higher total utility, and greater value in exchange is determined by higher marginal utility. As seen in the slide, a commodity like air has high value in use but low value in exchange. On the other hand, diamonds have high value in exchange but no or less value in use. This is called as paradox of value. The opposite is true. And law of DMU helps us to understand this particular paradox, and therefore it holds significance. Another significance of law of DMU is its usefulness to the consumers. This law creates awareness among the consumers. To obtain maximum utility from the limited resources, it is necessary to diversify the consumption. A consumer always tries to maximize his satisfaction. Therefore, the consumer purchases those commodities wherein he feels that the marginal utility is equal to the price spent on that particular commodity. For example, monthly budget. Every month, the consumer strives his level best to utilize his monthly income in such a way that all his wants are satisfied through limited resources. In this way, the consumer uses the concept of marginal utility, and in this way, this law is useful to the consumer. Basis of law of demand. This is one of the very important significance of law of DMU. The law of demand is based on the law of diminishing marginal utility. According to the law of demand, the quantity demanded of a good rises with the fall in price and falls with an increase in the price. When a consumer purchases more and more units of a commodity, its marginal utility steadily declines. Hence, he would buy additional units of a commodity only at a lower price. The concept of law of DMU helps the consumer in understanding that he should spend only that much amount of money on a particular commodity that will equal or balance out his marginal utility. Say for example, a consumer will hesitate to pay ₹50 for one slice of sandwich because he knows that the marginal utility of one slice of sandwich is not worth ₹50. In this way, law of DMU helps the consumer informing his demand, and therefore it forms the basis of law of demand. So we have completed criticisms of the law of DMU and significance of the law of DMU today. With this, we have completed our second chapter, that is utility analysis, and that's all for today. Thank you.